Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Superman Lois Season 4. Today we're going to be talking about Superboy because we got a first look at some concept art for the two Superboy costumes for Jordan and Jonathan. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. So we're going to be breaking down this article from Screen Rant written by our good friend Andy, and it features a first look at some Superboy concept art. Now this has been circulating online for a good few days now, and I've meant to talk about it on a video before today, but I just didn't get around to it just because the episode came out on Monday and I also had to do my trailer breakdown yesterday. So if you haven't seen those videos, go check that out because that's up on the channel right now. But for now, let's go ahead and dive into today's main topic. So the article is titled DC reveals two live action Superboy costumes in Superman Lois Season 4 concept art. So this is how the article goes, and I'll have the image on screen and we'll break down the image and the concept art bit by bit, talking about the costume. But first off, Season 4 concept art pieces show Jordan and Jonathan Kent with new Superboy costumes for the DC TV drama. After more than a decade's run on the CW, the DC TV era is almost over as Superman Lois Season 4 will mark the final chapter for the network. And this is our first look, and this new first look is coming from a new listing on Amazon for Superman the Definitive History, and this is a book which provides several previews for the book on Superman's live action media. And so it's like all about all different Supermans across TV, film and everything like that. And so thanks to a preview from the seller, two concept art pieces were revealed focusing on Jordan and Jonathan Kent donning their own Superboy costumes. Whether or not these are final looks for Superman Lois Season 4 remains to be seen. But for now, let's go ahead and break down these costumes. So this is what we got right here. Now on the screen, you're going to see both of them, and we'll go individually one by one breaking down each costume and what I think of it, the details and everything like that. So first things first, let's talk about Jordan's costume. So Jordan's costume is not your typical Superboy suit. It looks quite different. It is very dark, it's black and red. It doesn't have any blue in it as far as I can tell. The darkness of the suit could also be in navy blue, and it's just a very grungy looking concept art, so it could be that the colors aren't perfect in this concept art and it's just very dark and grungy, and that's the look that they wanted to get. And so this would actually be a great suit in live action in my opinion. I do like how unique it is because we don't often get too many new suits on Superman Lois because there's not that many heroes. The main hero is obviously Superman. Superboy's got his like prototype costume that he just gave to Jonathan recently, but that's very bland. That's a proto costume. That's something that you saw like on Gotham because they were afraid to give Batman an actual costume because he was so young. And in Superman Lois, I feel like Season 4, this being the final season, they have to give him a costume finally. And with Jonathan getting powers, of course we'll talk about that because he's probably going to get a costume as well. And so let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of Jordan's Superboy suit? And again, I have to emphasize what they said in the Screen Rant article. This isn't confirmed to show up in the show, this is concept art. We've seen concept art of like John Diggle as Green Lantern by official sources, and that never turned out to be a real thing. So this could have been just a commission that they were like, okay, we need a couple of Superboy costumes just in case we want to go down this route in Season 4 with them both becoming Superboy. I think they will eventually get to suits. I feel like they've been teasing that. Just with having this prototype suit, it's just not pleasing fans enough. You need to see them actually side by side with Superman with their own costumes, and I think they do have to be unique. I don't think they should be too similar to their dad's costume because otherwise what's the fun in that? Like, let's do something different. So I really like this, and it's quite a compact looking suit. And what I mean by that is it looks quite battle ready. It doesn't look very soft. It looks like he's got metal padding on his shoulders, and even the different details across his legs and upper body, that doesn't look like the same type of material that Superman's suit is made from in the TV show. So let me know, what do you think of Jordan's Superboy costume? Let's go ahead and move over to Jonathan's costume, because Jonathan's costume is more comic accurate. Also, I should note, in this concept art, in both of them in fact, they do not have capes. Of course, in the show they don't have to strictly follow the concept art that they're given, but that's a pretty big deal not giving them a cape, because their dad has a cape. It would make sense if they all had capes. I think it would be a pretty cool shot. However, it's a Superboy costume, it's not a Superman costume. They don't have to follow really strict rules. Despite Superboy having a big history in the comics, there's just so many different iterations of the character that I feel like just do whatever you want to do and at least make the two Superboys different in the show. And so I really like his suit because it's the same color scheme as Superman's suit, although it is quite different. It is less compact and less of an armored suit than his brother's suit. It's more streamlined, I would say, and it looks a little bit more fabric-y, and you can see the whole upper body area that's all blue, and then down on his trunks, those are red, and he's got those big boots just like Jordan, and I really like this look. And I have to say, this is based off of Jordan Elsas rather than Michael Bishop, so obviously his body shape would be different and everything, and this is just concept art, so they could literally just use this and put it on Michael and just fit it around Michael's body. And if we look up to the upper area around his shoulders, he actually does have some sort of padding there, just like Jordan, and it kind of looks like a place where a cape would kind of hang off the edge of that. That would make sense, because I do feel it's a little bit odd having that at the top and it not being like a proper shoulder plate like Jonathan's. Maybe that's just, you know, it's kind of hard to see from here where I'm looking at it, because the coloring is not that distinctive and different from the blue of the costume. But what do you guys think? I think Jonathan's costume could do with a cape actually, because I think that would really work considering he's got the same color scheme as his dad's costume, so seeing them being somewhat similar would be really cool in my opinion. And so whether these suits actually become a real thing or not, we'll have to wait and see, but I love that this concept art is out there. It came as a big surprise to me. I was not expecting to see this, and one thing that we have to take into account, this could have been drawn up back in season 1, like this might not be a recent thing despite it coming out right now. And this is part of a book. This is not something that Superman Lois is promoting itself. So potentially this could be dug up from a long lost archive from back when they were doing season 1 and they were figuring out who was going to be Superboy and would Superboy have a costume or not. And so potentially if they get costumes this season, it could be something completely different. It might not be these costumes, because as I said, we don't know if this is relevant or not right now in terms of what they're creating in the show. And we also do have to face the reality that it's very likely they will not get any upgraded suit this season. However, it would be really great to see them actually suited up, because just visually it would look amazing seeing the lineup of Superman, the two Superboys, Natalie and John Henry Irons all flying alongside each other. That would be a great shot. Now let's go back to the Screen Rant article, because they have a little bit of analysis themselves. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it. So they say, while time will tell if these end up being Jordan and Jonathan's actual looks for the show, it will be the first time in a while that Superman Lois Season 4's cast has gotten a significant costume upgrade. So they're referring to, you know, the show as a whole. And so in Jordan's case, the show design is using one of the more recent designs from the comics era, mainly with the Superboy suit from the New 52. And if this suit actually came out to be a real thing, this would be the first time that this design has ever been used in a Superman live action TV show. And for Jonathan, the Superman Lois design that is in the concept art is leaning back to the 1990s Superboy costume, as this wouldn't be the first time the show has explored that look for him. In Superman Lois Season 2, the Jonathan doppelganger from the Inverse world had a rendition of that Superboy suit. However, if the concept art is any indication of where they will be going with this Earth's Jonathan, he will have a far more comic book accurate design, especially with the color schemes. So that's their analysis in terms of the Superboy suits. You can definitely see the relevance in terms of the New 52 outfit and also 90s Superboy costume, and it's an interesting point to point out that, yeah, back in season 2, Jordan Elsas did play an evil Bizarro version of himself, and you saw a Superboy suit, and also you saw that Superwoman suit with Lana Lang from the Bizarro world. I think they did a great job with those costumes and those outfits. I think they really looked the part, and so potentially, yeah, you could do an inverse of that and give him the classic Superman, Superboy, red, blue, yellow look, but have it be similar to that costume in the past. So that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm really excited. I really do hope we get to see these Superboy costumes this season. But for now, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.